What is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin halving, which is right around the corner. Literally have just over a day until the Bitcoin halving. This is huge. This is really setting up to be a major catalyst for Bitcoin as it has previously been. Imagine any supply and demand ecosystem you can possibly think of. What would happen if the supply of that were cut in half? That's what is about to happen to Bitcoin. So, are you prepared? Probably not. But I'm here to help you. So let's get right into it. Now, in addition to talking about Bitcoin and a lot of the metrics leading up to the halving, I'm also going to touch on the Bitcoin ecosystem, and this is the BRC-20 sector. Essentially, this sector leverages the security and the stability of the Bitcoin network, just like other layer 1s and layer 2s. Essentially, BRC-20s are layer 2s built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. And I believe that once Bitcoin goes up, it is only logical that a lot of the profits have to go into the Bitcoin ecosystem. So I like the BRC-20 narrative. Not a lot of people are talking about it. I believe it's going to see a lot of upside post-halving. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alrighty, here we got Bitcoin on the daily chart, and as you can see, we have just experienced this horrendous 20% drop right here. Oh no, everyone's selling everything they got. You know, when this happens, you need to get out. Everything goes down, and if you stay in or buy at these price points, you are going to ultimately lose money. Psych, that is literally the exact opposite of what you should do. That is what people are doing. I don't know anybody in their right mind who would sell Bitcoin right now, but as you can see, we've been consolidating between about the 74,000 and the 60,000 price points. Consolidation is always nice. That always builds for a big move. And as you can see, we are right around the corner. Having a pre-halving dip is completely normal. And when we had talked about our pre-halving dip last time, it had only been a 17% dip. I personally thought that that was all that we had in this pre-halving dip, but obviously we had more. And what's interesting is if you look at the historical halvings, huge pre-halving dips like this are literally so normal. For example, this is the 2020 halving. As you can see, they had a 19.93% dip right before the halving occurred. Let's go back to let's go back one more halving even just for clarification. So right here, you can see that we actually experienced a 30% dip. So imagine if we had 10% more to go, everyone would be absolutely freaking out. And in all cases, after the halving, because of the supply and demand principles, which is why it's stupid to be selling Bitcoin right now. Once we return to our previous all-time high, it was pretty much just craziness all the way up to Valhalla. And I actually made a video digging into all of this information and data as well as more. I'll link that in the description. Pretty much everything you need to know about the halving and previous data. Basically, if you're panicking right now, don't, hold on to your bags. Do not sell. Selling out right now is probably the worst thing you could do because quite literally, you're going to be selling to the people that you're only going to be buying from later on. So if you're holding, have diamond hands. It's the name of the game. Don't get shaken out. So this is the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Essentially what this shows is where shorts and longs, what price points, a lot of money is going to get liquidated. As you can see here, there's a lot more liquidation to the immediate upside. If Bitcoin were to move up to 70,000, we're talking about billions of dollars of short liquidations. Oftentimes than not, Bitcoin moves wherever there's more liquidations. I see it moving to the upside as there's more liquidation to the upside, on top of the fact that the halving is occurring. Now, this is the Grayscale investment Bitcoin holdings. Now, Grayscale is pretty much the biggest sell pressure of Bitcoin right now. They have a lot of users leaving their platform due to high fees. They're actually moving to the institutions with the most inflows, like BlackRock, Fidelity. They're actually the exact opposition against the Grayscale selling, quite literally almost buying up everything that they sell. As you can see, their total holdings is really going down. And as you can see, price is still moving up. With all of this sell pressure, I'm talking billions. So much Bitcoin's being dumped by Grayscale, and it's literally almost all getting bought up. And once they fully sell out, which I saw a tweet that said, with how much Grayscale is selling right now, they would be completely sold out in 90 days. And that was about 10 days ago. I'm not worried about this at all. especially once they fully sell out. There's going to be no sell pressure, and I think we're gearing up for a insane super cycle. So here's the fear and greed index. Looking at this earlier in the week, we were still in the high greed area. As you can see, we've moved to the neutral. So that's actually a really good sign that this correction actually was the pre-halving correction, as the last little dip that we had that I said was 17%. You know, a lot of people were saying this is the pre-halving dip, including me. And this meter had not moved down at all. So it gives me a little more confidence now seeing that the fear and greed index has moved to the neutral, which means it scared a lot of people, and that's what we needed. Now, one other thing that's really good to look at is funding rates. Now, as you can see, this shows, you know, how much leverage is being put on for all of these tokens, and this is a really good overview of how much leverage is being used on the market. And times where there's high leverage is often when we see a crash. Now, funding has now almost completely reset, which really helps support a upward movement. So that all looks great. So just to recap on everything, Bitcoin has seen a 20% correction right now. The halving is literally tomorrow. Grayscale holdings are diminishing, more buying pressure than ever. More eyes are being put onto Bitcoin every single day. I think this cycle is really primed to melt a lot of faces, including mine. I can say very confidently you will never buy Bitcoin around $60,000 ever again after the halving. But next, let's actually move into the ecosystem that I believe a lot of liquidity is going to flow into, and this would be the BRC-20 ecosystem. So I found a bunch of projects. A few of these I've owned for a long time. I grabbed a few of them right when they dropped, and they've done pretty good for me. I've held a few of them all the way up to the top and then all the way to where they are right now. Still holding. I'm a holder. I have diamond hands. Like I said, that's the name of the game. The holders usually win. Let's get into it. All right, so the first project is Multibit Bridge. Essentially, you can just transfer funds from your Ethereum to your Bitcoin wallets. You can send NFTs, cross-bridge. Multibit was one that I purchased right when they launched just because I thought it was really like the first BRC-20 project I had saw or heard about. I just jumped in head first, and they have a staking feature. I have to connect my wallet and everything. I'm on Safari right now, but you could essentially stake and earn tokens, you know, kind of before they launched or as they were launching. And I claimed quite a few tokens off of the staking. I mean, I've been happy with Multibit. It's definitely something I could see liquidity flowing into as people are taking profits with their Bitcoin. They don't want to pay insane fees. You know, they want to buy some NFTs with it on the Ethereum ecosystem. Say somebody makes huge profits on Bitcoin and they want to buy a Bored Ape. Well, they can come here, swap their Bitcoin for Ethereum directly, one-stop shop, and then they'll have their Ethereum in their wallet. As you can see, they're sitting at a $164 million market cap, which, in my opinion, this is insanely low. The entire market cap of BRCs themselves is really pretty low because, like I said, this has never been around for a halving event or just in general. So very curious to see how it performs. As I said, I got in very early. I got in, I believe it was around 8 cents, 8.5 cents. 8.5 cents, I believe. So like right around here is where I purchased in, and I rode it all the way up, saw my bag get huge, rode it all the way down, didn't sell. And as you can see, we're following this trend line. So I'm very confident in where we are. I'm very confident that the halving occurs, which I mean is literally in a day. I believe liquidity is going to flow into this. We've already broke through this level. I believe, you know, I can do all the TA on this I want, but nothing from technical analysis can tell me that huge liquidity is going to flow in because of a Bitcoin halving. And that's what I see happening. So great project, works really smooth. Definitely check it out. All right, the next one is Trac Systems. Now, this is actually a really interesting project. So now they have 3 parts to their ecosystem, which I can click here. It's the Trac core, the tap protocol, and then pipe. And this functions as their indexer, essentially just simplifying the access to Bitcoin's data. And then tap protocol this is their multi-asset meta protocol that leverages the ordinals system. So essentially you can swap, you can stake tokens, liquidity pools, multi-send features like airdrops, etc. And then the pipe protocol, this is what they use to track transactions beyond your normal simple transactions. This actually has inscription capabilities, so you can do that here as well. This is pretty much just a one-stop shop for everything BRC related, you know, and Bitcoin related. You know, I'll explore these a little bit so you can read about them. But so this is definitely something I am bullish on, as they seem to have everything you would need. As you can see, they're at a $56 million market cap, which is insanely small. If we look at their chart, I mean, as you know, everything's down right now because of Bitcoin, but it looks like we have broken under this support right here. It does also look like there's a support around $2.30. So definitely looking for a bounce here. And then once it breaks above the $3.33, I think it could do a push up to 5 cents. So not a bad buying opportunity here for sure. You know, not financial advice, but now the next one is called Orange Crypto. Now this one is actually super interesting. This is another token that I purchased quite a while ago. You know, shortly after they launched, I heard about them. And I did a brief overview, didn't really look into them. I like their marketing. It's like, screw it, looks cool, bought into it. It was really kind of difficult to buy. And then for this video, I did a deep dive into all their white paper, into their developers, everything. And what I found really made me bullish. They're actually building a lot of stuff here, guys. And I think it's just going unnoticed, you know. I like how it's all centered around the orange pill. Like, you know, if you take the red or blue pill, well, orange pill's the Bitcoin pill. Like, but it's just really cool. They have a browser extension that has so many features in it. You can swap. You can look at all the market caps for Bitcoin. There's also an integrated AI assistant for surfing or asking about anything on any blockchain or anything blockchain related. They have a cross-chain bridge as well. So yeah, here's what I was talking about. The Orange Assistant. It's an AI that can provide quick access to information, insights, and answers regarding the entire crypto industry. They have the Orange Explorer, which they say is the best Bitcoin Explorer. Now, this is what really struck me, was the team behind this. So let's take a look at some of these guys. Damon Nam. As you can see, he spent 16 years at Microsoft. He was a CEO for 6 years at Coin. I mean, this dude has plenty of experience. Next, let's go to their chief architect. Very experienced full stack developer. He worked at Warner Bros, Amazon. These guys are just really legit. Here's their chief operating officer. Graduated from Carnegie Mellon. Here we can look at their investors like BRC-20, MEXC. Their tokens listed on a bunch of exchanges as well. I don't know. Just after reading everything, I'm super bullish on the Orange Crypto protocol. They're sitting at a $24 million market cap, insanely small, has so much room for growth. And here's them on the 1 day. As you can see, we've moved down. We're bouncing off of this 36 cent price point. This is a good support, as you can see. Yeah, I think with the halving, I think with all of these tokens and the halving right around the corner, we're about to see some insane movement out of this. The next one's called Zeus. I've just recently heard a lot of people talking about this. It's actually a Bitcoin to Solana protocol. A lot like Multibit, this is essentially the same thing, but for Solana, which is super bullish because Solana is cheap, fast. A lot of people love it. I'm super bullish on Solana myself. I mean, essentially, it's using the speed of Solana and the security of Bitcoin. You know, a lot of good backers, a lot of big VCs behind this. As you can see here, they're claiming 60,000 transactions per second, which everybody always claims a pretty high TPS, but, you know, looks good. And like I said here, the Bitcoin's record of robust security, as Bitcoin is the most secure blockchain of all of them. And here's actually their first DeFi product that's built on the Zeus network. So let's check this out real quick. Apollo. Really cool interface. I like this one a lot. So the FDV is at $686 million, which, waiting for the market cap to come out, you know, it should be pretty similar to that. I don't know. I'm pretty bullish on it. Here's the Zeus chart. As you can see, just like Orange, it has came down quite significantly and is bouncing off of its lower support. Along with the halving, definitely looking for only upside on all of these projects, in my opinion. Could bite me in the ass. I really like this one. Moving on. Now, the last one is BSSB, or Bitstable Finance. First of all, I threw this in here because I really like the retro Windows, you know, build. This is just cool. Watch this. Really cool. I don't know. I like this interface. But essentially, this is a protocol where you can lend, you can farm, there's staking pools, etc. Basically, this protocol enables a stable coin to be produced and is generated against Bitcoin. And this is the DAII token. This acts as a stable or a medium of exchange, and the value of it is actually tethered to Bitcoin ecosystem assets. Really just created to be stable and secure. You can bridge the DAI to Ethereum, so you can bridge across blockchains with this. You can swap, shout out Multibit. And as you can see, this token's at only a $13 million fully diluted valuation, which that would probably be pretty similar to the market cap. So very small, though this coin has not performed the best. That being said, there's not a lot of activity in the BRC-20 ecosystem right now, but I'm telling you, when the halving happens, people are going to want simple ways to get their Bitcoin liquidity onto other blockchains. So something like this, I would not be surprised if it rips, comes out of nowhere. Definitely a good accumulation zone. Don't fade this one. Don't fade any of these projects. Don't fade BRC-20 as a whole. I believe a few of the projects that I showed you today are going to be those winners. So definitely make sure to check it out. Do your own research. I'm invested in a few of these projects. I believe in them. And I've done the research that makes me comfortable with that decision. You should do that as well. None of this is financial advice. So that's actually going to wrap up today's video. I really want you to check out the BRC-20 ecosystem before the halving, as you could be standing on gold and not even know it. So definitely check out all of these projects. All of the links will be in the description. Watch my Bitcoin halving statistic video. That's in the description as well. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe. I love bringing you guys this info, so I hope you guys enjoy it too. You can show me by doing that. I'll have a video coming out tomorrow for the halving. Hope you're all excited for that, as I am super excited. Can't wait to see the faces melt from this halving. Leave any questions in the comments, and I will see you guys at my next video. Stay DJing.